Hello and welcome back to Fallout 76. Today I am on the public test server to show you some new things. Now, we have an Atlantic City update coming later this year, and that is scheduled, the PTS for that is scheduled to go up in a few days. But today, there was a bit of a surprise. They opened things up, but not with the Atlantic City part of it. What they have is some changes to the early game that they want tested out. And if you remember, several months back, quite a few months back actually, there was a preview where they had an option to start as a level 20 character or a level 2 character. That was in the PTS, and then it went away with no word as to if they were ever going to bring it back. Well, that has been brought back. There have been some minor changes to that. So it looks like that's going to happen for sure, but no date has been given. So this is not in the live game. I just want to repeat that again because I know somebody will ask. This is not in the live game yet, and we don't have a scheduled date of when this will be added. So I have a brand new character here, and as soon as I turn around and walk to the exit of the vault, we will have our first option. All right, so when we leave the vault, we are given a choice. We can either do a battle-ready dweller at level 20 or a fresh dweller at level 2, and that's basically what we would have been before. So this is what it looks like if we view the loadouts for the fresh dweller at level 2. Basically, you just get to pick a perk. I mean, that's all the difference. Basically, that's how it is right now, right? You get to pick Slugger, Inspirational for extra experience, Action Dweller. It's funny, it even says it starts with the Action Dweller card. They didn't change the name. It's either Action Boy or Action Girl, depending on, if the character's male or female. The Gunslinger perk or a First Aid perk. These are your only options. Now, if you choose one of these perks, what's going to happen is your character will be level 2, and you'll basically have the same gear that you would have if you were starting a character in the live game now. You have a 10mm pistol, you have a combat knife, you have a backpack, you have some supplies and ammo. The one difference is you will have a full set of leather armor instead of just a leather chest piece. So that's pretty much the only difference. And there's one other difference, but I'll get to that after we leave the vault. So if we choose Battle Ready Dweller, so you can actually look at the loadouts. So this is the commando loadout. These are basically the same, at least from what I remember, as they were before. When they did the preview the first time around. They're not super optimal, but there it is. You can have a look at it. They put serendipity on all of them. I don't know why, but they do. They give you evasive. So between evasive, lone wanderer, you should have some decent defense leaving the vault. The gear that you start off with the commando is a combat rifle and a hunting rifle, an automatic combat rifle and a hunting rifle. This is what the Slugger loadout looks like. This one you start off with a baseball bat and a golf club. So that's that. It looks pretty similar to the other one. I mean, you have evasive and action boy again, serendipity, first aid, lone wanderer. I mean, they're all fairly similar except for the specific, you start off with martial artist, that's a good perk. That's the way I would go for sure. So in fact, this is one of the few loadouts where like strength, I would probably have strength looking exactly like that if I were to, start a character from scratch and went for a slugger. And if we have a look at the Gunslinger loadout, we've got Action Boy, just one rank, Modern Renegade. Okay, so they don't have the agility perk for defense. So, okay, so that's one good thing, but they do have Serendipity, Lone Wanderer again, Crack Shot, Concentrated Fire. So it's basically just kind of, none of these are fantastic loadouts, but they will get the job done until you can actually fix it yourself. Oh, and another note on the Gunslinger. So with the Gunslinger loadout, you start with a Western revolver and a 10mm pistol. So if we choose the Shotgunner perk, we got Scatter Shot and Skeet Shooter. So those are two good perks. We don't have Enforcer yet. We under Agility. I'm not off the top of my head. I don't know what level that card is. So it's possible it just isn't able to be chosen yet. I don't know. But that's what the loadout looks like here. And if you choose this option, you have a pump action shotgun and a hunting rifle. And for the VATS specialist, whatever that is, I don't know what a VATS specialist is, but this is what the loadout looks like for that. So we've got Psychopath. That's a new one under luck. I mean, it's not a new perk, but it's new to all the loadouts. We've got Gunslinger. We have all the maximum rank of Action Boy instead of one rank, which is nice. And with this one, you start off with a 10mm pistol and what was this one? Oh, 10mm pistol and a combat rifle. That's what you get with this loadout. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to choose the Shotgunner and I'll leave the vault and we can show you some other things that we start with as well. All right, so yeah, here's Pennington. I'll get to that in a second. He has obviously changed locations. So first thing we'll look at is a new effect. So this is something I like. It's actually pretty nice. So you see Hang on a second. Let me get away from the talky NPCs. Okay, so we've got Reclamation Day. So we get a 25% XP buff for the first 2 hours. Now, if you choose the level 2 option, you get this as well. So for a new character wanting to level up, this is a nice touch. I really like that. Here's our weapons. Pump action shotgun, 10 millimeter pistol. You start off with a decent amount of ammo, 200 shotgun shells and 116 10 mil rounds. So that's pretty decent for just coming out of the vault. And there is our full set of level 20 leather armor. Our resistance is nothing amazing, but it's a full set, and the condition on everything, including our weapons and our armor, our condition is 100%. So that's pretty nice. Okay, so here's a new thing. So we have the same apparel that we have now, only what we have is something called a Vault-Tec Survival Backpack. So it has the same stats as a small backpack now. It's just a skin. But this is what it looks like. Oh, you can see it on that other player as well. So this is what the new Vault-Tec backpack looks like. So that's kind of fun. It's a lot more interesting than the brown one that we used to get, and it matches. It matches. So I guess that's important when you're out in the wasteland that you match. But so that's pretty cool. Food and drink, pretty much the same thing that we got before, but you have the Vault Fed perk, which is in the game right now. So for the first 2 hours, your hunger and thirst meters don't go down, so you don't have to worry about eating or drinking anyway, but you do start off with some food. You start off with a ton of aid, though. 25 stim packs, 20 Radaway, only 3 Rad-X, which seems kind of light considering how much Radaway they're giving you, but still, decent amount. Antibiotics, a Dick-Doll, which is nice to have, and a bobblehead. And all of the level 20s get different bobbleheads. I'm not sure why we have strength with a shotgunner. I mean, that's the same one that you get if you're playing Slugger. If you choose the VATS one, I think, and the pistol one, you get small guns. So you start off with a bobblehead you can use, so that's kind of fun. Miscellaneous, we start off with bobby pins, which you don't in the current game, so that's actually kind of nice to have bobby pins instead of having to go find some, because sometimes it does happen you encounter a lock to pick before you get a bobby pin, so that won't happen anymore. And here's something that I really like. So number one, you get a plan. So your primary weapon, so I chose shotgunner. I get a pump action shotgun plan. Now, if I had chose the commando one, I would get the combat rifle plan. The slugger would get the baseball bat plan. The VATS would get the 10 millimeter plan, and the gunslinger would get the Western revolver plan. So you get the plan for what they consider to be your primary weapon for the loadout. And you also get a plan for the backpack, which is pretty nice. You don't have to go through the airport to get that plan for just the backpack anymore. So that's a nice thing. Now, if you chosen the level 2 option, you don't get any kind of weapon plan, but you still get the backpack plan. So going forward, new characters that come out of the vault, they'll come out knowing the plan for the backpack, which I think is really nice. So here's the other thing. This is just a minor change. So Pennington, he used to be down there 1 level, right there. And so he got moved right here. His dialogue is the same. I played with it a little bit before. There's no difference as far as the game goes. And now the 2 women that were down there at the bottom of the stairs, they've moved up. Their camp is right here now. But again, their dialogue, everything's the same. They just got moved. I'm not really sure why, but that was a thing. And now I want to show you a couple of location changes. Okay, so we have a location change here, and this is an early game location. This is Gilman Lumber Mill. It's right here. You can see Vault 76. So I think this is a pretty common place to go through coming out of the vault before you go to the Wayward. And this has already been changed a little bit in the live game. They got rid of used to be a bunch of ticks here. So they got rid of the ticks. They cleaned things up a bit. But now we've got some more changes. We've got a cooking station. We've got responders here. Just miscellaneous responders. They've moved the benches around a little bit more. This used to be when they put the power armor station, it used to be up against the wall over there. And I don't know if the power armor, because right now you can get power armor spawning in this. I don't know if that's still the case. I haven't seen any yet, but there's not that many servers going. So, and it's possible someone could take it as well. So I don't know if it can still spawn there, but yeah, the power armor station's moved. We've got a Tinker's Workbench, which this place used to have, and then it was taken out. So now we have one back again. And we have some containers. They may have some stuff in them. There's actually a little clinic here, and you can actually sleep in one of these beds if you need to, if you want to. And there's containers to search, some of that. And we have various responders. Some of them actually have a name. This guy, not this guy. There's one that'll actually give you, I don't see them. So there are daily quests. I have not looked at the daily quests, but there are new daily quests for this location. Even if I knew what they were, I still wouldn't spoil them. I don't want to do story spoilers at all. So, but there are new daily quests you can pick up. But she is actually a merchant. I don't know if I can actually look at her inventory because another player, oh, I can. All right, so she's a trader. She doesn't have anything amazing. She does have some new plans. So if you don't want to spoil the new plans, fast forward like 30 seconds or so. But there's not that many. I mean, advanced power connectors isn't new. But the other ones, Vault-Tec weapon skins, that may have been an old Atomic Shop thing. I don't know. But we have gunmetal, rusted. I don't know what these look like. And the survival backpack, which I assume is there so that people who don't choose to start a new character, they want to use an existing character, they can still get that skin if they want it. So there's that. And there's, you know, vendors for people that want to get ripped off on medical supplies and ammunition. And I think that's pretty much it for this location. That's all I've noticed. I mean, we have a little fire barrel going there. So, oh, and a responder sign up top. So yeah, this location's been actually looks like, is this the, maybe there wasn't, I thought there was two named ones, but it's possible I was mistaken there. And here we are at the Wayward, and this will cover the last change I want to talk about. I just want to talk about in this video, just changes to the early game, including new character creation. And it's right in front of us, a donation box. So in addition to the one out in front of the vault, there's one right here as well, which I know some people, I know this is very popular with some people, so that's a thing. I don't know if there's any more around, but there is that one. There are other changes to other locations around the map, but this covers the early game part. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. If you did, please hit one of the buttons down below, and I hope you'll join me in the next one. Thank you very much.